called Automated Drone Laser Tracking System. The team members that worked on this project over the last 2 semesters include myself, Samantha, Fernando, Akash, and John. As a team, we wanted to create a system that replicates a defense turret that can detect and track threats, like the ones that are used today in the military. In order to do this, we split the project into 4 different subsystems, which utilize components such as a camera, motors, and lasers. Our overall goal is to be able to track a threat. So with that, we created requirements in order to signal the success of this project. The requirements include automated detection and tracking of said threat, converting the coordinated data in order to control the motors, and then having the threat signal that has been shot down.
To be able to achieve these goals, we needed to split the system into 4 subsystems: computer vision, middleware, motors, and laser sensor. This image is a block diagram of how the system was split and how the inputs and outputs correspond with each subsystem. For the computer vision aspect, we decided to use a background subtraction technique paired with the Huff circle transform algorithm in order to detect the spherical sensor array that is attached to the drone. Once detected, the median flow tracking algorithm would take over in checking the sensor array's location each frame. Fernando implemented a simulated environment so that we could start testing the middleware while the other subsystems were still in development. The main feature was to include a velocity prediction algorithm that would assist with the tracking of the drone. Here is an internal image of the infrared laser that Tommy and Sammy used for the sensor array subsystem. It consists of an IR LED aiming towards a concave lens that would improve the accuracy of the laser. In these images are the spherical sensor array that is attached to the drone. The subsystem allowed for reading of different inputs, which allowed us to change the color of the LED based on the IR pulse frequency inputs. Blue and red indicate hits, while green shows that there was a near miss. Once the LED stayed on, it meant that the drone ran out of hit points.
Right, so this is the schematic of how everything is connected to the Raspberry Pi, all the way from the motors up to the camera. And here is where integration testing started. We begin by having the middleware talking to the motors, sending angles, then camera to the middleware, sending coordinates, and finally, the laser with the middleware registering hits. Once we finish with all phases of integration, we move on to end-to-end testing, which can be seen here, which is full tracking in action.
All right, so the main key to our success was being able to split up the different subsystems early on. This allowed our team members to research the required technology way before meeting together and to also develop prototypes for their subsystem. Through daily communication through our Discord channel and weekly Zoom update meetings with the entire team, we were able to establish clear, short, and long-term goals as well as ask for help when needed. This communication was vital to our success due to many moving parts of the entire project.
While the fact that splitting up the system allowed us to develop individual prototypes ahead of time, this also created some challenges. Being split up on the project made it difficult to keep up to date on the progress of the project, and it became even more challenging when we approached the integration phase. As we only had the budget for one complete system, we couldn't easily test different aspects of the project simultaneously during integration. We overcame this challenge with strong communication. At times, we had to even over-communicate because we've learned that it's better to stress something that might be small than to miss an important factor later on.
What helped us stay motivated was the fact that we all were developing individual parts in the parallel world, with systems that are independent of each other. Since all these systems had to be finished in time before the integration, our team has to constantly work through the senior design semesters. If one person fell behind, it affected the entire system, as it pushed the entire integration system back. Hence, this parallel development helped us stay on time and on track.
One of the biggest lessons we learned was choosing the correct solution for our system to work together, as well as using optimal methods for parallel development. This lesson will help each of us in our future work, regardless of the industry. because we will be working with other people on larger projects.
Our team came up with this product in order to learn more about embedded systems. We ended up working on the subsystems that we were most interested in based on the industry that we would like to work in the future. Yeah.